that are going to be tuning in, we're here with Andy Barr, and Will is about to interview him. Right there, we're turning around. Here we go.
This is Andy Barr. Andy's been my best friend since I went to his hero ball for Trump. And let me tell you, if you guys watched it, it was the most diverse crowd of people that I had ever seen, all there to support Donald Trump. Not just from America, but from around the world. And the question I have for you, Andy, since then, it's been about a couple of months almost now. Now, Trump has been doing a lot with immigration. He's been, in my opinion, he's been going with his campaign promises to really do some reformation. And I'm curious, how has the international community reacted? Are they still supporting Trump? Do they hate him now? What exactly is going on?
And I can only represent the American community. That's what I know. As far as immigrants, I've heard everything. Right? There's plenty of people who have immigrated here and understand the abuses of the system. They witnessed it firsthand, whether it's their family, friends, etc. So I've seen all sorts of mixes, right? As far as the travel, out of as many executive orders, the one that's made the most headlines, I've seen all sorts of opinions on that. As I think it's overwhelmingly been approved. In terms of like the general scope, people have their complaints about implementation details, but I'm not here to be armchair general. I don't have all the data, right?
But I definitely see that perspective. And if you just want to introduce yourself to the audience too, just so.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah. Hi, I'm Andy Barr. I live in Seattle, Washington, representing my city, and are less than 10% who voted for the president.
That's insane. It's got to be tough out there. You see a lot of protests and stuff that go on out there.
It's a cult. I don't know how to put it. It's a way of life for people. Gosh, it's like, the way they treat us and their narratives is kind of one of delusion. And I'm looking on the other side. You've met me. It can be hard because look, during the campaign, we meet people like yourselves. You meet the really earnest people who volunteered, who just kind of dropped really of their own time. Our whole office in Seattle is volunteer. Good people, and it drives me nuts. I don't go on anything other than Twitter because I just see my friends being slandered, and I can fight all day for it and do that, but I do also need to maintain my professional life in Seattle.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, do you think that since the inauguration, since I saw you last, do you think that Trump has been keeping his word? If you were to give sort of a review of how that time has been as he's going through the first 100 days, how do you think he's been doing?
Wow, it's been quite a sprint, right? Every single day. And not just me, not just my friends who are on the Donald, Reddit, etc., and Twitter, everyone has been just tuned in and following. What I'd see more of is people reading the actual text of the executive orders themselves, going to the primary source, going to people like you who are right here on the scene, showing it the whole thing without, uncut.
Yeah. And I think that was the biggest thing. We saw that a lot during when Donald Trump was speaking today, talking about all the fake news in the media. Everyone is sick and tired of it. With everything that's coming out with CNN, Project Veritas is literally right over there. Everything that's coming out with CNN, how can you trust these major networks anymore? And that's why, we start to come in and we start to fulfill that role because, people just need to have that. And it's great that we have the support of people like you, Andy.
Hey, thank you. I love getting the truth out there, fighting this mass hysteria. My city might not think the same way as I do, but I deeply care about it. And, I want... it pains me to see this kind of narrative of hysteria and demonization of people I know to be good people.
So only hope and pray it'll come around.
Yeah, do our part. I'm being visible. Thank you. I'll do as much as I can to be visible because that's what it is. You got to stand up and be seen, right? Because that's what it is for everyone who's public and out. How many are just kind of the social cost that's being extracted?
It's tough.
It's nuts. And here's one thing I can say, working in tech, working in my industry in the heart of Seattle, the amount of people that have reached out to me on various media who work in my city in tech and are just like, I wish I could be open like you. I wish I could be out there, but they're way too afraid to do it.
It's tough.
It's a huge number of people who do it. Yeah.
What are they afraid of? Their community's backlash against them or getting fired from their jobs if, say, their supervisor might not have the same political beliefs?
The slow firing, whether that's being put on improvement plans, whatever, being ostracized. It's a big weight. A lot of people in tech, they're kind of constantly browsing the news, just kind of getting more angry during the day. That weight around you when everyone can channel that negative energy onto you, which is a very real phenomenon. I've been into offices and my laptop is full of stickers. And, you know, they just look at that. Gosh, the whole, you know, before the election, people were like, yeah, you know, he's a crazy dude, he delivers, but whatever, he's kind of out there.
Yeah.
Immediately changed to almost like, holy shit. Exactly. It got worse since then.
Well, I mean, I can't thank you enough for keeping up a good fight and just being so brave to do it, especially in Seattle.
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt.
Sure, thanks, Liz.
Andy, one of the last times we saw you, you actually hosted the Deplorable Gala. Correct? You put it together. You helped put it together.
Exactly. I was helping with things, both the Middle Eastern Advisory Committee's party, and also was helping with the Gay Deplorable, the LGBT for Trump.
Were y'all happy with the media's turnout at the end of both the events?
It was. I was happy with the, you know, certainly with the Mideast one. With the one,
that was awesome.
Yeah, right.
I wish I had gone.
With the LGBT event, it was interesting because there were certainly hostile people there, and it's a shame, you know. I enjoy talking to you. I absolutely do. But there's also people there who we talk and we give them, you know, we treat them well and respectfully, and then they write these stories about us, right? They're just looking to nitpick at some small thing we said or do, and we're not professionals. Gosh, we're all volunteers, right? We're not slick media trained. I have no media training. You know, I normally am hiding behind a computer, for goodness sakes. I barely, you know, I don't even know the last time I take pictures. I don't have Instagram or anything. So it's thank you for what you're doing.
Oh man, you too. You just have so much style. I just love running into you everywhere. You're just such a cool guy.
I love the energy.
RSBN loves you, Andy.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.